Texome Exotics presents Not Another Reptile podcast.
Hey,
I'm doing it backwards.
Hey, you called me. I was into them. Hey, the little
Yeah,
intro.
those are
Like
good
that.
jams. How are you doing?
Good, good.
Glad to have you on tonight. Appreciate it.
I
awesome.
appreciate the invite.
Thank you for coming on.
Like you're the man to get on the show.
No,
You always got fire in the rack, so come on.
no.
Everybody loves you too.
Humble pie. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Everybody I talk to, they're like, yep.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So have you got to meet my co-host Paul from Large Marge yet?
Yeah. What up, Big Paul?
Yeah,
Hey, I like the swag. I know everybody. Damn.
I've been I bothered you for no
I
reason.
know. Where's my shirt? Damn it.
Yeah, it's
Like,
been
I just want some stickers.
Yeah.
oh, let's see who we have here this evening.
I like
Gerald.
it.
Gerald.
Yep, Gerald. Look at this. There's your
Sugar
That's my enemy. me we're gonna be going to Tinley. I don't know if and we're fighting. Apparently we're.
Are you fighting? Really?
yeah.
One of the matches that Antoine put together.
Yeah. Apparently I got roped in on that one. So
Right.
so me and Kevin are. He's a retired correction officer, and I'm still going as a correction officer. So if
Are you
get
really?
by a retired correction officer, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So
funny.
yeah.
Mr. Bosa in the house.
Kike.
What up?
Billy and Allie.
Vickers.
Vickers.
Who's that?
My little helper, Angelina.
Yeah.
I would put Will on there, but look what he said.
Will's hella heat.
Yeah, not a hello. It's a look.
Yeah, so we're going up against his 100th episode.
Yeah, right now.
Oh, is he doing that right now?
Yeah.
Oh, we got the 100th episode. We got the basketball finals.
Yep. MJ's good boy.
We're trying hard right now, huh?
Right.
Screwing up the night.
There's Juicy.
Young Juicy in the house.
And Angie.
What up?
Look at here. Bam.
Wait,
F&A.
There he is.
I can't see the comments.
F&A.
Fred and AJ, what's happening?
And we got Ken just dropped in too. Thank you.
Yeah,
guys.
I hadn't got that far down yet. I don't have my glasses on, man.
So we're a little slow today. We're a little slow.
We're allowed to be. It's been one of those days.
That's what's up. Let me see.
Ken.
He said D is easier to look at. That's funny.
All right. I think that's the end for us.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I think KG is so sexy. Thank you.
Who said
Might
that?
be Juicy. I think that was Juicy speaking.
That's a great one. Kevin.
Oh, there, yeah. That's it.
All right.
Are you going to Tinley?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yep.
We don't
Maybe
Tinley and
I'll take
Arlington.
my-
Like, that's just we gotta go. So much fun. Hanging out, meeting up with everybody, then looking at all the stuff that you wish you brought money for, but you didn't.
You were smart and left it at home.
You're pretty much producing everything, though.
Huh?
So you're pretty much producing a lot of stuff that everybody wishes to have. So
well, we're getting there. Work in progress.
Yep.
Oh, shout out to my buddy Josh from Work in Progress with pythons.
So are you going to be vending this year?
No, we can't get a table. Worst case scenario. I mean, if best case scenario, not worst case. If we did take something, it would probably, we'd probably bribe somebody to, scoot over, let me get a little spot on your table.
Right.
It seems like though people are trying to do something else besides obviously breeding. Like, I think that's an easier way to get into is like breeding something else besides bull.
Right.
Is that like the go-to right now?
That's in the word, what other species do you offer?
Right.
If you just apply just as a ball python, they're going to tell you no.
Mm-hmm.
We're maxed out at ball python, but if you can bring something else, then, I think Jeremy from Jeremy Boz Exotics, he has, I want to say 4 or 5 other species. So he was able to get his way in there.
So oh man, so he's from Florida.
Yeah, he's from Florida,
and he's gonna drive up to Cal.
Yeah, he vended the last one.
Okay, that's amazing. That seems like a long drive. I mean, but
well, I think he carpooled with Steve Casino.
Oh, okay.
And one other person, I think. So a couple other Florida people, they all jumped in the Sprinter van and went up there. So, yeah. If I was to vend, if we were to vend there, it would be, we would probably just take, maybe one rack. I mean, one display. So 3 levels with maybe like 10, 15 snakes, a bunch of, like Justin, not for sale snakes.
Yes.
Somebody greased the palms.
Yeah.
You cruise by his table once, it all not for sale, and you come back because you told somebody, hey, come look at this snake, and you go over there and it's gone.
That's a really good smooth marketing move, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Guess what? You're going to get to pay for shipping and everything else, and I'm going to save on the cost of bringing off my animals and hassle.
The king of marketing, man.
Yep. I think we should all start doing that and make more room for other people.
Exactly.
So we're getting to go. We're going to be riding along with Angie and Jeff. So it'll be a great freaking weekend.
Those two, I love those two. They're in Tinley's too.
Yeah.
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 I think I'm going to Jeremy from Warfels Morphs.
Yeah.
He's having a barbecue, I think, in like July. Like July 2nd, I think, something like that. And I think they're going. So I'll end up getting to meet them in July, hopefully.
Right. Yeah. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
I know it's funny to, because we're all new breeders, and it's funny when you talk to older breeders to hear the story.
Oh, I know.
People that are just now seeing, these lives and how the community is, they would think or assume that it was always like this.
Right.
People meet up, hang out. Hey, come hang out. And then you think about all the old people that tell you stories like it was so cutthroat. Nobody talked to nobody. Hey, what are you working on? Nothing.
Yep. Now you have the new breeders saying, hey, I don't have what you have, but I think this guy over here does.
Right. Exactly. Networking,
Yeah. And that's, Fred, I always do this. AJ always tells me it is all about marketing and who you network with.
Right.
You got to have a good network.
Like a perfect platform that you got. That's where we're slacking. We need to do a YouTube because people ultimately buy from the people that they like.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And if you could have how many times you've been on Morph Market, you see an incredible snake and you click on, who is it? You don't even know who that person is. You just go to the next person that's making the same combo. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got to recognize the name.
It's so hard to sell snakes if nobody knows who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people think it's a catfish. That can't be real.
I've never in my life thought about doing any kind of podcast. I am not that person at all.
Really?
And when I went on the 15 Minutes of Lame, Chris is like, hey, you need to have your own channel. Right. And I'm like, no, I don't. So he's actually the one who talked me into it and has taught me, what equipment to buy and everything else like that. So it's helped a lot. But
yours is legit. You got the backdrops and the intro and all that.
And I do every bit of that myself.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's when she's getting ready and doing all like, you know, the timing and all this
Right.
stuff and everything. And it's, you know, she'll call and be like, well, the timing's off. And I'm like, it looks perfect.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like,
I was
fuck.
shocked. Like, damn, that's legit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you know, well, you said new breeder. How long have you been doing it though?
This is the 3rd season of actually producing snakes and 4th year total.
So you dive
Yeah,
right in.
I had, you know, I bought a couple snakes in 2019, and I've had snakes my entire life. And like towards the end of 2019, you know, watching a bunch of Brian Barczyk videos and Chris Hardwig and Billy Mutation Creation, and going down the rabbit hole of morph market and seeing like, damn, there's really a market for this, you know, kind of like sparked the interest. And, you know, me and D she really went like crazy. You know, oh, we should just get, you know, 1 or 2 snakes. Our whole plan was just to get 2 pandas, a female panda, a male panda, and make a bunch of pandas. We'll be happy. You know, they were selling for like 10 grand then. I was like, oh, this is perfect. But, you know, not knowing, being new, you didn't know that Super Black Pastel had all these, you know, genetic issues. And so we bought a panda and another panda. And this is the 3rd year, and we still haven't made a panda.
I was watching. You were on with Ray. I love that guy, Ray, and you were telling that story and everything, and I was just like, that's amazing though. Like, you know, because when you said shout out to Chris Hardwick, I'm like, I fucking went the exact same way. Like, look, watching that, and
I'm still hurt that he's not even doing any content. It's crazy.
So
he just went zero.
He disappeared, right? All of a sudden.
His last video, we had a big beard, you know, and he was in the woods.
Yeah.
Yes. I was like,
day 100, his beard, he looked like Santa Claus. I'm like,
yeah, he just, I don't know. I guess he got bashed so much, he just said, forget it.
Yeah.
Which sucks, you know. Yeah. I mean, his videos are extremely helpful, especially to newbies.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I mean, I don't have nothing but good things to say about him. I never met the dude, but you know, it's because of him. There's certain projects that we're in now. I wouldn't have known nothing about it if it wasn't for him. You know, so
we have a question down here for you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Is KG and D a couple or friends? Genuine question, not being a jerk. That's funny. Nah, me and D are we're business partners now. We've been, you know, we've explored every avenue of a relationship. So yeah, I don't know if that answers the question, but
so is KG single?
Yeah, you could say that.
There you go, ladies.
Yeah.
There you go, ladies.
Oh, you're gonna be swarmed at Tinley now.
He's gonna have to put him a little smooch booth up.
That's funny. Yeah, or D's gonna be getting swarmed. One of the two.
Well, there you go. That's a good business decision for you both to do it.
But, so
what?
See, there you need to keep me around, KG. I'm full of good ideas.
So the whole business part aspect of you guys. I mean, you were saying before that you guys met like 30 years ago in a college.
Oh, no, I was in college. She was in college. You know, we're from the same city. Yeah, I want to say it's been over 30 years. 1990. So what was that? 33 years ago.
And you guys were talking about branding.
I mean, that's telling our age.
Well, I mean, you're not old, man.
Right. That's what I tell people. You're only as old as you think you are. I refuse to get old.
There you go.
So she's in the marketing business as well.
Right. Yeah, she does marketing full time. She's a graduate of art center. You know, like a real premier college, and she went for marketing, and she's been doing that her whole life. I was in I went and got my first degree in engineering, and then I went back to beauty school. So I had a salon, you know, for 25 years. And
That's amazing.
Yeah, I stopped doing that. Got my insurance license, so now I sell insurance and snakes.
So you're still working a regular job.
Yeah. I mean, selling insurance, I don't need to be in an office. I can do that on the phone. It's a lot of word of mouth, so it frees up a lot of time for me to, you know,
which
do
is
snakes
awesome.
too. So yeah,
you make your own hour kind of thing and stuff like that. Your appointments.
Yeah. I've been self-employed my whole life, so that's all I know. Even my parents were self-employed, both of them. So I just, you know, I've had jobs, but you know, it didn't take long for me to figure out I'm better off my own boss.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you there. Same.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how many clutches have you had this year?
2023, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 so far.
Wow.
Yeah. That's all these are all females, so probably not all gonna go, but probably you know, 40 to 50 clutches this year, probably.
For a breeder who's only been in the market for 5 years total, that is amazing.
Yeah, it's, you know, what I tell people too is, you know, a lot of new breeders, you know, they ask for advice and stuff, and I tell people all the time, if you had the same resources as I do, that will be your board too. Yeah. You know what I mean? The only thing that's, you know, we're all the same. We all have the same dedication and drive, you know, to do this. You know, we were just blessed with some resources. If you know, you hit Powerball tomorrow, shit, I mean, damn, Holly's got a crazy collection.
I wish Holly had a crazy collection.
Gave us a bag of money. You know, I'm going on morphins. I'm going to the filters and put most expensive to least expensive. And then all the most expensive, give me all of those.
Yeah, right.
Or my collection from the top. So, you know, it's not,
that's good.
It's no different, you know.
Yeah.
Racks and all that, we all do the same thing. So we just do it on a little larger scale. That's all.
Yeah.
Did you start with smaller racks and then built yourself up? You just
No, it's funny, and that's another thing is with everything else in my life, right? It's always been instant gratification. So starting the snake thing, I just assume you call and say, "Hey, I want a rack," and you know, I'll pay extra shipping, FedEx it tomorrow. That was my assumption. You know, we started buying a bunch of snakes online, and I was keeping them in little Sterlite tubs, and Amazon getting heat panels for each one, and we had about 45 snakes in Sterlite tubs because we didn't know that you can't just go down to the corner and get a rack.
Right.
We had a lot of bumps and bruises along the way. So, you know, it wasn't just like, oh, they bought racks first. Obviously we would have got the racks first and then filled them later.
Right.
Even the first season of, you know, clutches, I think we had one clutch in like January 2021. Put it in the incubator. Then February we got maybe 2 clutches. And, you know, at the time we didn't even have an incubator. So luckily we fell into an incubator, got it from Miguel from Always Evolving. Put the second clutch in, third clutch in, and then I think between March, April, and May, probably 15 clutches dropped. Like, you know, we didn't have an ultrasound, nothing. I couldn't palpate. There was none of that. All I knew is we just kept pairing snakes. And you know, next thing you know, they would just boom, 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 boom. And that's when it dawned on us like, oh, right when those started dropping, the other ones started pipping. We cut the clutch, and guess what? We don't have a hatchling rack.
Oh.
So that was a whole nother problem. Now we're scrambling, trying to get a hatchling rack. I mean, it just a lot of bumps. Yeah. You know, from the outside looking in, people probably think, oh man, they've had it good the whole time. We didn't. You know.
Well, I bought a big hatchling rack, and I hope to feel it.
Yeah, it's you know, so people that start and that ask for advice, I tell them, you know, don't hustle backwards. We were hustling backwards. You know, here, these are the steps you should take first. You know, be prepared. We
Right.
always so quick to spend majority of the money on, you know, a particular morph or something that we want, but not thinking about the long run. So
Yeah.
yeah, preparation is key.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And
I'm reading the
without
comments.
resources, you know, luckily we had resources that we could, you know, buy stuff. I mean, a lot of people, if you don't, now what do? You're stuck.
So
You know?
I get most of my snakes from Bob Vu. How many have you bought from him?
Bob Vu. I'll be honest. I don't know if we ever bought a snake from Bob. I don't know. If we did, maybe one.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe one snake. A lot of the first snakes that we bought, we didn't even know who we were buying from. Like, you know, saw Morph Market because we were trying to buy a bunch of adult breeders. You know, we wanted to get our feet wet, you know, so we just took in buying. People say, oh, you know, that was the spider thing. Does it wobble? The guy's like, no. Man, that snake got a corkscrew. We bought a snake that was supposed to be a normal, you know. Obviously, I wasn't really good at genes, but when I pulled it out, I'm like, this looks like a lesser. Like it wasn't even the color of a normal. That's what you run into. You know, you don't know. You just buy it. So
yeah.
Well, we were, at least, you know, we didn't do any research or background on who we should buy, who you shouldn't.
Right.
We've, you know, gotten a sick snake in, you know, mites. Like we've ran through every problem you could have, we've had it.
Yep. So I looked on your morph market and you only have one snake on there. Is that
we have to update the morph. Me and Dee's been talking about that too. It's funny because we'll come around and we'll say, okay, we have all these snakes for sale. And then I'm thinking, well, hold on, let's wait till we vend the next show. I don't want to vend a show and we don't have any snakes.
Right.
We're always in that limbo. Like, should we sell this? Should we not? You know, so
I guess it would be easier though and cheaper to do it.
Well, that's another thing too, is I just told her, you know, screw it. We're gonna update the morph, put everything on there. And if you know, the next show we're vending is in July. We don't have a snake to sell, then we'll still just be there, you know.
Yeah.
So whatever.
What show is that in July by you? Is it by you?
It's the Super Show.
Okay.
Anaheim Super Show, yeah. It's by far the biggest show that we've attended.
Really?
And, yeah, it's the hall. The hall is I want to say 5.6 acres.
Oh wow.
That's the hall. Yeah. So you could put probably 4 Tinleys in this hall. It's crazy.
That's
nuts.
Wow.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. It's really, really big. And I like it because, you know, Tinley, you're real close. The aisles are real narrow. These aisles are wide. You know, there can be 100,000 people in there and you wouldn't know.
That's
put
pretty
100,000 in Tinley and the fire marshal is kicking you out.
Right. Oh, we need to hit that show
right
next
next
year.
to Disneyland. So you got downtown Disney. So there's a lot of families come in there. It's, you know, it's a fun show. If you're trying to sell, you know, your high-end stuff, it's not going to sell there. Well, I won't say it's not going to sell. People that buy from these shows, the super shows, the high-end stuff, they come to the show specifically for a project, you know, to fill that void.
Okay.
But most of your sales would be 1,000 or less. You know, we've had some people, I mean, I can remember there was a family came in from Disneyland, just happened to come in there, and the little girl, you know, wanted to hold, I had a pied on my neck. So I let her hold that snake, and she was telling her mom, you know, can I get a pie? And she's standing 20 feet away. It's okay, you know, she wouldn't come close. So the little girl stood there, I want to say 40 minutes. Then the mom finally is like, we got to go. So I'm like, I'm sorry, you know, You know, I'm in this awkward space. Do I take my snake back?
Right.
Little girl still holding on. So finally, she gave me the snake back. They left. Probably 4 hours later, they came back. Is it okay if she holds it again? That's all she's talked about. No problem. I let her hold the snake another 40 minutes. This is on Saturday. They left. On Sunday, she convinced the mom to bring them back. She came back, held the snake again. You know, now the mom's getting closer. It was cool, right? And they end up leaving. So didn't think nothing of it. You know, gave her our Instagram, whatever. On Monday, the mom DM'd us, said, we got to get that snake.
Oh.
And I told her, I said, well, I'm going to be honest. The snake is a pet. The snake that you want to buy is het for clown, and, you know, it had all these crazy genetics in it, right? I said, that's a $1,700 snake. I'm not going to sell you a $1,700 snake. You don't need that. I have one that looks like it. I can sell you for $400. Just a normal pied, right? And the lady said, no, you don't understand. She wants that snake. I'm like, well, you're not going to breed it. Doesn't make sense. She said, I don't care. Can I buy that snake? I said, yeah, yes. So we ended up selling a $1,700 pet.
Wow.
But these are, you know, that happens at all these shows. It happens like that. It's funny. You just never know where your sale's going to come from, you know?
Yeah.
And we still keep in contact. Like, they're super cool, you know?
Oh,
that's a pretty cool story. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to convince her now, like, you should buy the female.
Female.
Okay, buy the female so you can recoup the money, you know?
Right.
The female, you make some clown pies and you're set. She's like, don't tell her that.
Well, what is the most expensive snake you've sold?
To date?
Yeah.
3,500, I think.
Damn, that's good.
3,500, yeah.
Didn't you make a clutch of strangers? Was that you, strangers?
Yeah, Desert Ghost Strangers. We're gonna post one of those. That will be the most expensive snake.
Yeah.
Say, right. I'm like, now, I remember seeing some if it was on Instagram or I forgot where I seen it. And,
that snake will be north of 10,000.
I was gonna say, yeah. I was gonna say, wow. What all holdbacks?
Well, that's the thing, right? Most of the stuff that we produced last year, we held it back.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't sell any. That $3,500 snake we sold to Billy from Mutation Creation. I didn't want to sell nothing from that clutch. But he's like, no, we don't need 3 males. I said, well, what if the first one doesn't breed, right? Man, it'll be all right. We got a clutch. It was this first year we bred a clown pied, a fire inchy clown pied to a dreamsicle. So I'm like, we're gonna make some crazy holy grail stuff, right? So, and we got lucky. It was 10 eggs, and it was 2 males and 8 females. So I'm like, I'm not selling nothing. And well, let's sell something. Let's make some money. I said, no, we're not selling the females. You can forget that. You know, well, you know, come on, we could sell at least one. And no, I'll take that back. It was 3 males and 7 females. And you know how women are. She convinced me to sell 2 males and a female. So now the females are up to size, and the male that we held back, yeah. I called Billy. I said, hey, I'm gonna need you to send that male back. But he finally figured it out. So now he's all right. But I was getting nervous. Like, this is what I was talking about. Yep. You hear Miguel always preach, you know, you don't have enough males, Right. But now, Jinx, we just got Jinx. This guy, he doesn't want to breed.
So, Far Out Exotics has a question. How do you go about pricing snakes that haven't been on the market yet, basically?
So that ties into this snake, the Stranger Desert Ghost Het Clown snake. That snake's never been produced. So how do you price that, right? So you want to find genetics that are as close to that snake as possible, come up with a figure in your mind. And then once you have that figure, now reach out to big breeders and get their opinion. Hey, what do you think a fair price is for this combination?
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, I've, reached out to Bob Boo, to Billy, Levance, Miguel. Like, I've reached out to the big dogs and asked them, and they all right around the same price. It's funny how they come up with a figure.
All the same. That's amazing.
I'm telling you, within $1,000, they were all right on the same figure. It's crazy. So that way you have an idea. Okay, that's a fair. I don't want to post a snake for 20 grand. They're like, this dude's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
he's way off.
I get that. Yeah, asking a bunch of the big dogs. I get
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like I've seen what's his name sold that Sunset Clown.
Right. Yeah. And see, that's another thing. So I thought we were the first ones to make that comment. Now Bob is hatching the same snake.
Oh.
He's got Stranger, Desert Ghost, Head Clown, same snake. His has inchy. We have some that have inchy.
Mm.
So me and him are like, okay, well, we're not going to tank it.
Yeah,
of course not.
Don't post it for $6 grand. Like, don't kill the project. So we've been talking. So yeah, we're on the same.
That's cool. I like that. Yeah.
So especially you want to reach the people who are in that type, like Stranger. Now it's becoming more prevalent, but now you want to reach the people who have it in their collection and who have produced stuff, like Levance. But Levance got Stranger, Desert Ghost, Hurricane, Clown.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even that's not even close to what I got.
Wow,
it's amazing.
Yeah. So
how Ken is asking? Sorry, Ken was asking how your clutch is doing from the puzzle.
Oh, we haven't. No puzzle yet. We haven't bred it yet. I just ultrasound the girl right now, the head puzzle. We don't have any visual puzzle, nothing. We only have head puzzle stuff. Yeah.
That's what I had the same thing hit.
I was talking to like Gerald from Forward Motion and everything. How for ultrasounding? Are you a big fan of it?
I love it.
Do you think that all new breeders should start with ultrasounding, or?
So that's part of my advice that I give, breeders, right? What's your budget? And then once we have established your budget, I'll tell you, what do you want to produce? You want investment snakes, you want show snakes, and then we'll brainstorm on how, what would be the best way about going about it. You know what I mean? If now the community is so strong. So if you live next to other breeders that you're cool with, it would behoove you to, if nobody has a ultrasound, then you guys all piece up and get a good one. And then that way, we don't use ultrasound every day.
Right.
Yeah.
So, if you cool with other people, you guys piece together and get you a nice one. Say the first week of that month, Holly got it. Second week, Paul got it. Third week, I got it. Then you guys, you're getting more bang for the buck. You know what I mean? Mm. Especially if money is an issue. You want to be able to stretch your dollar. So, but ultrasound is key. The first season we didn't have one, and my buddy Chad, who owns Ship Your Reptiles, he was telling me the surefire way, like he did it back in the early 90s, was every time the female shed, put the male in the next day.
Oh. And
that got us 21 clutches in the first year with nothing. No palpating, no nothing. The girl shed, put them in.
Like for the prelay shed, or just
no. Like, so you have breeder size females.
Oh, okay.
Right? So he's telling me we had to get a scale. Breeder size is 1,200 grams, right? Like that's the standard. The female weighed 1,500 grams. Okay. As soon as she shed, I get the male. The next day, throw them in. Now, sometimes they locked, sometimes they didn't. But that whole season was a success because he said, don't worry about it. When she sheds, put them in. And I said, well, okay, well, what about when she ovulates? She won't lock. Don't worry about it. Like, the female's going to do all the work for you. You'll know. I said, well, how will I know an ovulation? He's like, you don't need to know. You're going to open the tub one day and she's going to be sitting on the eggs. And sure enough, that's what happened. So, I mean, that's like the dummy way of, that's dummy proof.
Yeah.
That's breeding for dummies. I mean, you can't. I couldn't even screw that up. So
I don't know. I paired 15 this year so far and nothing yet. So
yeah, and ultrasound too now is really beneficial for us because now I can use one male to 10 females and don't
Yeah.
have to worry about burning them out because I only lock them twice. Ultrasound, when they get between 10 and 15 millimeters, that's the first lock. Way to, probably takes 2 or 3 sheds, and then you ultrasound again, they're at 30 millimeters. That's the last lock.
Oh, wow.
That's it. It's over.
Okay.
Yeah. Before it was, I'm every month I'm putting them in. So I'm sure there was times she wasn't even building, but they locking,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. People think that a new breeder like I did, if they lock, like, ooh, that's a copulation, they're gonna go. No, that don't mean anything.
Right.
That's like a one night stand at the bar. It didn't mean nothing.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for the good time.
That was just a good night. That's it.
Oh my God, it's so funny. So, what do you have that you can show us that maybe you have for sale?
I don't have nothing. This is so we're in the process of moving everything to one spot. This is the facility now. So this is all the breeder stuff. Nothing in here for sale. Like, what do you want to see? I don't know. I can pull out.
Well, we don't want to mess with your females because.
Well, this girl just laid. This is another mis-ID'd snake. See, we bought this snake. It was supposed to be just desert ghost. Well, obviously it's pastel DG.
You're right.
Yeah.
So, that's part of, not vetting the person you're buying from. Like, I don't know where this snake came from.
Right.
Obviously, it was a breeder size, it was this size. Now, if that breeder didn't know that this was pastel, then, who did I buy it from?
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's the whole thing of, trusting who you buy from, know who you buy from, that type of thing.
Do you stick with a certain people to buy from? If you do buy meat, you're producing a lot now. Yeah.
No. Like at the show, we bought a GHI hypo head puzzle from Dale. I mean, I know him now, but I didn't know him then.
Oh, that he was just on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Dale. He was on our show yesterday.
Okay.
Super cool guy. He was first. That was my first time seeing him. It was his first time vending Tinley. It was just, fate. It just happened. Jeremy knew him. He's a Florida guy. And that's, he's a good doc. Okay. I can trust him. Especially in your high-end projects and you buying heads, you really want to buy from somebody that you can trust. Somebody can just post a normal and say it's a quad head.
Yeah.
You raise it up and 4 years later, you don't have nothing but super normals.
and that person's gone.
Yeah, exactly. That's a problem. So,
So what other big clutches are you looking forward to this year?
The biggest to me, right? I mean, Dee would probably have her opinion. For me, it's proving out this gene that we got, this bomb gene. So that girl's going now back to the dad, who we think has this weird gene. So I can't wait to see what that produces. And then all those holy grails that we held back,
Nice.
they should all be going this year. So hopefully, that's 5 females. I mean, double head. They're all visual pie, double head, lavender clown. Out of 5 females, hopefully we should be able to hit at least one visual. So.
Wow. Yes. That'll be amazing to see.
Where'd you come across the gene that you're talking about, the bomb, like the bomb gene? Where'd you come across that?
It was a snake. It was a snake we imported from Europe.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and it doesn't look like your standard clown pied. It was a clown pied. The pattern's kind of wacky, but we were still young. I didn't know any better. We were happy to have a clown pied, male that we could breed. And his offspring, was throwing these crazy genes. So we're cutting these eggs a couple of years ago, and I'm asking other breeders, I'm sending them pictures like, hey, what is this? They ask, okay, what was the pairing? I tell them the pairing, and then they say, well, it must have been retained sperm. Like, because it's not from that pairing, it can't be. And I'm like, well, this female was a virgin.
Right.
It only went to one snake. You're like, are you sure? Let me see it again. So you go back and forth and like, oh, there's definitely something there. So I don't know, just trying to figure it out. It could already be an existing gene. I don't know,
You could, like, you think it like, well, hopefully
people think that it's, like in that confusion.
Moray?
No, not moray. Confusion, like acid confusion. It's doing like weird things to the pattern. I'll show you one of the females that's breeding now. So this snake should be an inchy. This should be an inchy leopard double head clown pod.
Wow.
Holy cow.
It doesn't even look like an inchy leopard.
I swear it looks like there's some hurricane in there breaking up the top of the.
Yeah, it's throwing these weird, super weird patterns. Even the belly's like all checkered up. I mean, I don't know what this thing is.
That's a good thing, though, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But this is like the one that I'm most excited about, and they all have a crazy head stamp on them.
I was trying to see that. That is crazy.
Yeah. So this should only be inchy and leopard.
Wow.
But I mean, obviously I don't know what this, like, look at that. It look like hurricane in there.
It does.
That is crazy.
It's super dark, the genes on it. So that's going to be the fun part. That's the clutch that can't wait to cut. Like when and it's, it's that whole, it's a snake that I bred, we hatch, raise it up, and then it has babies. Like that whole feeling of, like, damn.
Yeah.
From the egg, and now it's on eggs. So that's
the next step. It would be seeing those babies.
Right. That's the one that, I mean, if you ask me, that it don't get better than that.
Right. No.
That's what keeps it going too. I mean, like that's what's exciting.
Yeah.
Oh,
100%. I mean, cutting eggs never gets old. It's just you cut an egg, that feeling is crazy. It's like Christmas.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm ready for Christmas now.
When you open the tub, so the first time I opened the tub and it was on eggs, I shut it quick. And then I did the old, is that really what can't be. Man, I was screaming like a little baby. I know the neighbors were like, what the hell's going on over there? Yeah, it was, that feeling is unexplanatory. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I want. But
it's funny. So that clutch, we put it in the incubator, and it was towards the back half of 2020. And the first reptile show was in San Diego. So I was like, well, we got to go to this show. I don't know if day 57, 53, I don't even know what day it was supposed to come. We go to San Diego to the show. And I had my daughter come over, like just check on things. And I told her, hey, go downstairs and, look in the incubator. And I'm waiting for her to call me back. I get a notification. Oh, it's an image. And I click on the image and the snake's head was out of the egg. I was like, are you kidding me? I really wanted to see this, and you saw it. I'm in San Diego. I'm like, man, forget this show. Let's drive back. Race home, like, oh, I can't believe it. And the first snake to ever hatch was a super fire.
Oh,
It was all white. Yeah, it was just, man, I was over the moon.
That's cool.
Here's you another question. Do you practice opening? All right, let me click on it. There we go.
Where is it?
Right here. You practice
cutting stuff open like you would cut eggs open. That's hilarious. That's funny as hell. No, I didn't practice. I didn't. No, I watched so many videos,
Right.
Let me twist the top and cut the little split.
I watched
The old
Billy-
Billy method, but
Yep.
you'd have thought I was high on something, man. My hand.
Will said to practice on moldy eggs.
Moldy egg. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
You
don't do that.
You don't want to cut that open.
Yeah, right. I don't know if I try that.
Yeah, no, I've done that too.
Big Blakers has it going. Yeah, I don't think I would ever do something that crazy. I don't care about it. No, it's not alive. I ain't messing with it.
Yeah.
It's that curiosity. You think like, maybe something could have survived until you cut it and you get that first whiff and you're like, oh, that was the worst idea ever. I shouldn't have done that.
That snake is gonna stay with you for a long time.
Look at people and just try to smell it.
And that's that smell that just lingers.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you
Point
throw
your
it away,
nose
you
hair.
come back in, it's just still there. You're like, good Lord, man, what is it? Terrible. I tell you what.
Make it out of the egg. I learned it. Oh no.
Yeah. Popping the baby is easiest. If you have an adult and you're trying to pop it, man, they're resistant.
Yeah, it wasn't easy when I tried some of the adults here.
They're resisting so hard,
Yep.
I felt like, man, I'm gonna break the tail off of this thing. Babies is, they're simple. Super easy. Now,
Yeah.
it wasn't easy when I didn't know.
Oh, that's funny. They
What
recorded their first egg cutting.
Oh. And
That he
I'm
was
telling you,
shaking
I
like a crackhead. That'll be me.
big time.
Oh, I feel that same way. Once I get that first clutch, I'm proud. I'm like, I watched Kevin from Sugar
Nerd.
Skull. He just
From
had
Sugar Skull, yeah.
he had his a couple of weeks ago, and he was shaking, and I'm like, nah, and I'm like, I know it's gonna be the
It's
same
coming.
exact way.
It's coming. Even the tough guy in me, like, oh, man, give me that snake. Damn it, hold your hand
Absolutely.
still. Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's hilarious. Yeah, I'm telling you, when you do it, it's gonna be unbelievable. Then you're gonna be pissed when you get to the last egg. Like, damn it, there's no more. I just want to keep. If there was a job of just cutting eggs, sign me up.
Oh,
It'd
yeah.
be the funnest thing ever.
Well, I got to see my first live egg cutting with Earl from LSR. So
Yeah.
that was neat.
Yeah, it's and it's funny because you see, everybody has their own little technique and quirk,
Right.
I cut one way, D, when she's cutting, I'm like, what the hell? What are you doing? But
I like it when Billy does it because his big golden scissors are
it's hard
so
to
big.
screw it up. Yeah, you can't screw it up. There's no right or wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the snakes are, what I've learned is the eggs and the babies are hardier than we want them to. We're treating them like they're super fragile, but they're not. Yeah, they're good.
Hey, Luke, so how's it going?
What up, Luke?
Luke.
Yeah.
I got worse as I cut each egg, Kevin said.
He did awesome his first cut.
Right.
I'm like, oh, he's doing good. And then all of a sudden
it started kicking in. Yeah,
he started sweating, and I'm like, really? I'm like, this is what I'm gonna look forward to.
And everybody I know that's around here that's breeders, who hadn't had eggs yet, I would always call them and, hey, come over, man. I'm gonna let you cut. And they sit there like, I can't do it. What if I mess your egg up? I'm like, you can't mess it up. Don't worry.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh.
And it's fun now, trying to show somebody how to cut. I'm laughing. Oh, I can't stop laughing. It's hilarious.
I seen what's his name from I think Hardwired. He uses a razor blade.
Tony, yeah.
Tom, yeah.
Yeah.
Not Tom,
He's
yeah,
old
Tony,
school.
yeah.
And
I'm like,
it's funny watching Barcheck. He used to only use razor. But I was like, nah, I can't use no razor. I used to cut hair for a living, so scissors are natural for me,
that's right.
They have those scissor hands.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's fun.
So yeah, I'm not gonna let Kevin around my eggs. That's one thing I just learned.
I get better. I mean, he's gonna only get better.
Yeah. Everything is repetition. Everything.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna talk crap to the person that's trying to cut their first. Like, man, come on, get a grip.
But you did the same thing. Yeah, you're just like, just hand me the scissors. I'll do it for you.
Hand me the scissors, man. You're taking forever. Like this.
Oh my gosh.
You buy some such special
And
scissors.
then you don't want no fluid to drop, so you're like real careful. And man, by that time you just pop it. Yeah.
You're all slimy.
See how fast Justin does it. Shit.
Mm.
So what is your favorite recessive?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What's your favorite recessive?
My favorite recessive.
Yes.
That's funny because I'm always asking that question. It would, hands down for me would have to be, if I could only have one recessive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hands down, it would be pied.
Oh.
Pied, 100%.
You like the pie?
It's the snake. You can't get anything that looks more striking, more contrast than a pie. You know, that sucked me into the breeding, and that sucks like at shows.
Oh yeah.
People that don't know anything about snakes can walk by your table, and the first snake they point to is that albino? Is that real?
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
when somebody sees a pied for the
Is that
first
two
time,
snakes? Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. That pied for me will always be like my number one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now if we talking about on a business, you know, like money, like, oh, I can only have one recessive, it would probably be, ooh, I don't know.
There's so many now.
Probably
Really?
hypo.
Hypo. I
Hypo.
didn't expect that.
Yeah.
You got to bring that Billy keeps saying.
Yeah.
Hopefully Justin will keep talking about hypo.
It would be pied first and then hypo second. Like those two, just, you know, pied, it don't matter what age it is, it's going to look striking anyway. And then hypo, you know, they just get better with age. They just look amazing.
So do you have any hurricane, blitz, or any of that?
Yeah, we have hurricane. We don't have any blitz or trick. We have hurricane. Is there hurricane here? The only hurricane here is a breeder female.
Okay.
Hurricane clown.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't look. Oh no, I take that back.
Oh, man.
We have a hurricane male here too. This guy's produced some pretty nice. This is a black pewter hurricane. So black pastel, hurricane, het clown.
Wow.
Matter of fact, this guy's for sale too.
Really?
His son is replacing him, the visual clown.
Well, we need to talk about that then.
Yeah, this guy's a monster. He's probably 1,200 grams now. Locks with anything.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the problem. See, now we have a lot of adults that we need to, you know, that we've upgraded, obviously.
Right.
So the only one that I won't get rid of is we have a 25-year-old normal.
Oh, yeah, but as a pet.
25, yeah. It wasn't mine. It was given to me. You know, a friend of mine's aunt had it, you know, for 25 years. And then she found out I was breeding snakes. She's like, oh, I got a snake. I'm trying to get rid of it. Because I'm trying to get rid of it. I'm like, well, I don't want it. I'm thinking it was a corn snake or something. I don't know what I was thinking. And she's like,
right.
So she asked me, what kind of snakes you have? I said, oh, ball python. Oh, I got a ball python. Then I was strike, like, what? You got a picture? Let me see it. So yeah, I've had that thing. She never bred it. She said it produced eggs in 2012, like a Parto clutch.
Really?
Yeah, but
Wow.
she threw the eggs away because she assumed she'd never been with a male. She just assumed they were no good and tossed them. So they could have been fertile.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
that's wild.
so we got her. She was 21 years old when we got her, 20 years old when we got her. And first clutch, 10 eggs. All good eggs.
What'd you put with her?
Super pastel cinder. So cinder was it's in the mahogany stranger complex.
Mm-hmm.
It looks real similar, you know, in the single gene form. They look a lot alike. When you start mixing them with different combos, they start to change.
Mm-hmm.
Dark gene.
I've seen some cinder on what's his name
Ozzy.
page. Ozzy. Yep.
Yeah. So Ozzy and Ian from Outback, those are the only two people who have been working cinder that I know of that are out, you know, in the open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's one of those snakes, you know, on Morph back then when we were looking on Morph. It was a Kodam, and you look, and they were like cinder spider selling for $7,500. I was like, well, shit, that's perfect. You know, it was a proven breeder male. We already had. I was like, well, we could put that to the normal and make, you know, sell those snakes for $5,000. Yeah, we did that. Didn't sell one cinder.
Oh no. Oh no. Kevin wants to know where the list is.
Oh, I haven't done it. We're gonna do it probably either this weekend or early next week. So we'll the morph market will be totally revamped and up to date.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only snake that's up there, I don't even know if we still have that snake.
That's bad.
What they didn't you have that calico spider? What
Right, the paradox.
Oh man, that snake.
And it's funny, people give us shit like, man, that snake ain't worth $7,500. I said, that's what it's gonna take for you to get it from Mike.
Right.
I don't want to sell it.
Right.
Like it's one of those NFS snakes. Even at the shows, I take it to the shows and people love that snake. And the guy at the last show offered me $2,500, and I was close. Then I was like, I haven't produced another paradox, so I'll wait. I'll wait.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so you know, it's such a unique looking animal. So
you call what do you call it, Matrix?
Matrix, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like like on the pattern. Is he here? I think he is. Hold on, he might be in the other room. If he is here, we'll get a look.
He is a very cool snake.
Yes, that's the one he has up posted on Morph Market right now.
Yeah.
I want to produce something like that.
What? Like a
Paradox.
paradox. You gotta
Anything
hope.
paradox.
You gotta hope. There he is.
Yeah. So this guy is. Let me see.
That's amazing.
Let me see the head. His head is pretty
Wild.
Crazy.
Yeah, the colors, it's crazy when you see it in person. Like all the colors of oranges and
Not a wobble either, huh?
blacks and browns, huh?
No wobble or anything either.
No. And he has spider. No
I know.
I turn him upside down, he flips right back over. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Nothing like his mom. His mom had a wobble. This guy, no wobble. And it's funny, this whole clutch that he was in, none of the snakes had wobble.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, you know, spider gets such a bad rap, you know, for whatever. And there's so many other genes that have genetic issues and wobbles and all of that. Like, you know, why did they single out spider? I don't know. But what I tell people is spiders sell the fastest at shows because it's the cheapest, prettiest snake you can get.
Right.
I think they do such amazing things, you know, patterns and everything, you know.
Oh,
I mean, look at that.
Like single gene, I mean, you can't spider, I'm telling you. And it's funny, we bought a killer bee pied, female, proven breeder. And that was one of those snakes where, you know, the guy's like, nah, it doesn't wobble. This thing just corkscrews. And we bred her to a yellow belly. We bred her to a yellow belly pied, pastel yellow belly pied, had lavender, and produced these crazy babies. Like some of them look like special pies, where it's just the head pattern with like white lips. So the pattern started like back behind the eyes, and the rest of the snake was white.
No shit.
Right. So I'm thinking to myself, well, damn, these are spiders. We're probably just gonna have to, you know, sell these for cheap at the show. posted it on Morph, right? Like, how do we price this? Well, it's possible het lavenders, pie. You know, pies were more expensive. So we just put it up, $1,700, right? We'll see. That was on Wednesday night. Thursday morning had 12 emails of people trying to buy that snake.
Wow.
The one that I thought, oh, we're gonna have to give this away. It sold immediately.
Wow.
All of that whole clutch, all the spiders took them to the show. First ones to sell. You know, we had them priced at $250, and they just flew off the show. But they were like this. I mean, they were paradox, but they had crazy patterns and pretty so quick. So you know, we still have 2 spiders left, 2 females that we still breed.
Okay.
So I have that corkscrew female. And then we have another one that's double head, hypo pie. So
are you working hypo and everything? Like you said, I know you said you like, you know.
I love hypo, and
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan at first. I hadn't seen hypo in person. I'd only heard what people, you know, were down in it, like, oh, who wants a snake that always looks like it's in shed? Well, I don't want a snake in shed. You know, I'm thinking of blue eyes and, you know, dulled out. Like, I don't want that. So I never really paid it any mind until I saw one at a show. And I was like, wow, is that a desert ghost? You know, I'm still not hip. And he's like, no, this is hypo. Really? That's what hypo looks like? Wow, you have any more hypo? He's like, yeah, he walks me down the line, and here's another hypo. I'm like, damn. And another, wow. So then I started like, okay, we got to get some hypo stuff. And ever since then, I mean, I love hypo. It's unbelievable. You know, just single gene hypo. Like it literally, they say desert ghost gets better with age, but you saw that thing. It washes out. Like the pattern starts to get dirty almost. Unless you have, you got to have like Orange Dream will clean it up a little. Inchy cleans it up a little, but you know, just the single gene alone. I
think Enhancer holds their color a lot better than Desert Ghost.
And Enhancer is funny because when I went to see Billy in Canada, and we were comparing Enhancer to Desert Ghost, and I always described it as like the hypo Desert Ghost. It's even a softer, you know, even creates softer tones. So, I mean, they say it's the same gene. Maybe it's just a different line.
Right.
There's good lines and bad lines of everything. So,
yeah,
I'm bullish on hypo.
All right. Well, guys, we're at our hour here.
We did an hour already?
Yep. An hour already.
That's awesome.
So, thank everybody for showing up. We appreciate you. If it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't have this.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Appreciate all the love and support from everybody, not just for us, but for the community.
And please follow our sponsors, Sinking Pencil and Celtic Balls on YouTube.
Yes.
Bye, everybody.
Love it.
Take care.
Peace out, guys.